All right, hello, welcome guys to the Go In or Out podcast, the podcast where free students talk about their daily topics, social problems, and society as a whole. I'm your host today, Ruben, and I'm joined by our lovely gentlemen, Tom and Jamie.
That's us.
What's up?
And for this week's episode, we actually have our first female guest all the way from the land of meatballs and IKEA. I would like to introduce you guys to Spex.
Hello, it is I, Spex.
Yes, how are you doing, Spex?
I'm doing all right. How about you?
Yeah, how do you feel joining our podcast?
It's very exciting. I've never been to a professional quote unquote podcast before, so I'm excited.
Oh, awesome. And Jamie and Tom, how you guys been doing? I haven't talked to you in a bit, so how you guys doing?
Well, I don't know about Tom, but I'm doing pretty well these days.
I'm doing all right. Yeah. No.
Good. So, before I'm gonna start about this week's topic, where we're gonna talk about, I first want to actually talk about Specs. How has the lockdown been with you guys in Sweden? Because we had a lockdown and even a clock before we get actually a bedtime clock, right? So, how is it in Sweden actually?
The corona for us in Sweden, or do you mean just like the pandemic in general?
Yeah, just the whole pandemic in general. How are things going?
Right. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Did you just say the C word?
I'm so sorry. I did not mean to say. I mean the C word. No, but yeah.
Corona.
You're fine. You're fine. You can say corona.
No, you have to say COVID-19. That's the official
COVID-19.
name.
I am so sorry. I fucked up.
Right.
Either way, here in Sweden, reporting live.
What?
Okay. Okay, for real now. So basically, the pandemic in Sweden is very weird. We have our government has basically. We don't have any like firm laws or rules to like follow. We only have guidelines to follow. And guidelines can be such as wearing a mask is like it's a heavy guideline that they have, which they say we recommend you to wear masks and we recommend you to stay at home as much as possible. And we recommend this amount of size for meeting people. But the problem with it is that some people don't like listening to the guidelines and don't get... Yeah,
it's kind of because it's like I feel like it's a recommendation, right?
Yeah.
We ask you kindly to do it, but if you don't, there aren't be any consequences, right?
Yeah.
Here's last 2 weeks there's been riots in the Netherlands, right? So like things have been crazy here. Like actually, people have been actually being very critical and towards the government, and I feel like for some questions, I feel like it's actually pretty good that we are critical, but I feel like we should keep it like at a notch, right? We shouldn't get overboard, right?
No. I'd say being critical, there shouldn't be a notch to being critical, but the rioting is just
The riots,
no-go.
Yeah, I mean the rioting, right?
Protesting
I didn't mean
is fine. Protesting
totally.
is good, even because otherwise, without protesting, what would a democracy even be?
All right.
But yeah, no, rioting is
Rioting, no matter what the cause is just straight up fucked.
But exactly
Because you don't affect the people who you're rioting against.
Exactly.
Yeah, totally.
May I ask a question?
And the thing is, the people that are rioting, I don't believe they're actually the people that also
Critical,
they might also be a bit angry about the coronavirus or what's happening to them, but they're not the people with the valid points. Mostly, I hope at least not.
Specs, what did you want to say? I heard you wanted to ask us a question.
So my question to you guys is, from me not being from the Netherlands, what is this riot that's going on? Like, what's going on?
It's stopped now for a bit. I think it was 3 days of rioting and cars
yeah,
being
like
lit
3
on
days of like it's
fire.
like been,
was there a reason to why they rioted, or?
Yeah, no,
it started with protests, but against like the some
the curfew.
of the curfew,
the curfew.
because
Mostly
a lot
the
of
curfew.
and the prolonged lockdown, which some people weren't happy about because businesses weren't happy with it. People weren't happy. You couldn't go out after 9, which is kind of early if you think about it. So people weren't happy.
AM or PM?
So PM.
All right.
It's
Yeah.
yeah.
So it's pretty
21
early.
o'clock.
Yeah, 21
Yes,
o'clock.
PM, PM.
So it's
21.
it's pretty early. But the thing, most people who protested were like, no, there are other ways that people have shown which are effective instead of the curfew. And then some people were like, I just want to fuck shit up. I want to destroy shit. Joined the protest and started destroying stuff. And
Yeah. Totally.
like riot police will send in really high fines were given. There we have a city, Tilburg, at the moment, which if you go out after 9 or you are in a protest, you get a fine of 2,500 euros.
500.
I did not.
You guys
even
haven't
know
heard that? No. If you
No, I haven't.
if you go out in Tilburg after 9, you get a fine of 2,500 because there were so many people that were planning protests.
Holy
that
smokes!
the mayor was like, "No, we're not doing this. We're not doing this. I'm not doing this
Wow,
again."
That's a lot.
That
That's
is a lot.
That's a lot of money. Well, the thing is, it's like a big bucket of water, and there keeps coming things that's just making people more and more upset. Because I understand for small businesses that it's very hard to keep up with all the financial problems it's just all the things they worked for the last like 10 years is now practically gone. All the savings for when things like this are actually like for probably most businesses gone. And that's just very sad because a lot of people really put effort in it. And like most people who start a business, and I feel like for people who actually want to start a business, it just takes a lot of time, and there isn't like a full vision of things getting better. Like it keeps getting prolonged, right? And it keeps being like, even with the vaccinations that just getting delayed, like people just want to get back to their normal life. What I can totally can agree on. Like even I feel like a little bit edgy towards some things because I really would like to go to the gym back, right? So I feel like it's like a big bucket of water, like just piling and like all the water, and just it's getting that on that edge, right?
It's almost.
I'm curious. What's your opinion on getting vaccinated?
For
this virus, right?
I have to be vaccinated because like every year I have a vaccination for anything because of my kind of like my heart disease. I have to.
Oh yeah.
It's just so I do it. And to be honest, I believe in the full medical capabilities of the last 20 years and all the research that has been done. And I don't think there's any way that world leaders are trying to do a mass extermination of people, because that's just dumb fucking shit for me. Like I can get questions like, what is the health effects for a woman what's pregnant? Because I feel like it's a valid question to ask if someone wants a vaccination when she's actually pregnant. I feel like that's a really good question, right? And I feel like that's a really rightful question to ask. But I feel like for some people that it's just yes, I did my research. Yeah, where on Facebook? Yeah, my friend, Facebook is not really a reliable source, right?
It's really not.
Well, I do think it's double though, because I'm to be honest, I'm questioning if I want to get vaccinated once the vaccines are out, because the chance I'm gonna get it and get sick from it is small. If you're vaccinated, you can still spread it, so it's not gonna solve that.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah, no, at least the latest tests, I think I've said that.
Yeah, no, there's new studies showing that like, the test can still...
it's kind of questioning, because then taking a vaccine is a risk, because you're taking a small bit of the virus, and most likely nothing is gonna happen, most likely, but there is a small chance.
Yeah.
And am I willing to take that small chance if it's not even gonna change anything for me? I don't know. To be honest, I'd rather wait like a year and have the vaccine, because normally vaccines have trials of multiple years, right? And you can see long-term effects, but there's no long-term effects yet, which I to be honest, for people my age that don't necessarily easily get the coronavirus, we get it. Sorry, correction. We get it, but we don't get really sick from it.
Yeah,
I'm questioning if it's useful for us to get the vaccine at least instantly.
Yeah, like if you like maybe in your case, like and probably for Jaimy or my case, I don't want to talk for anyone else. Like, if we just keep following the rules like how it should be, why should we be vaccinated when what you're saying, if it's true, because I don't know yet.
No, I'm not 100% certain, but
but
I still want to do my own research, of course.
But if what you're
true that it
saying is
doesn't
right,
stop
right?
the spread,
I
then-
very understand when you're saying, yes, I don't want to take the vaccination because I feel like if I just keep following the rules and the guidelines, I feel like I can't spread the virus towards people who are more, how you say, less prone than us. I feel like it's a valid point to say I don't actually want to be vaccinated, right?
Yeah.
But if it's like for someone who's actually out and about and maybe actually more prone, like maybe for me, for instance, I actually would like to take it because it's just, if I get it, it will be just me getting coronavirus. I don't know what's the biggest effect on me, but it's just more risky for me, right? So it's just how your situation is, right? And I fully respect your decision, right? And if you're saying it's true, then I totally get that, right? Like what I think in vaccination in general is like what I've heard, or well, what I kind of read, and it's just on like more articles, like medical articles, is just vaccination in general, or like I call in English, right? Oh fuck, I forgot.
What word are you looking for?
In Dutch is paraplu.
Umbrella.
Yeah.
Umbrella, yeah, it's like an umbrella.
How did
If
you know
everyone,
I know.
I forgot.
I know the thing you're looking for.
I know the thing you're looking for.
Yeah,
I
mean
feel
the
like vaccination
umbrella.
is like
Spex, no umbrella.
Because it sounds very similar to the English word umbrella.
Paraplu?
Whatever you said. Yeah, paraply is. Oh, actually, paraply in Swedish is. Paraply is the word in Swedish.
It is.
So
really?
yeah, it
the
is.
same
So
word.
that's
we
kind of
learned
how I
some
got
Swedish.
Yeah, look at that.
Cool. But I feel like a vaccination or being vaccinated is being a umbrella for society. The more people are vaccinated, the less people can actually get it. If it's not if it still can spread, right? So let's say if 80% of the people are vaccinated, the 20% is less likely to get it, right? And
Yeah.
that's like the whole thing I know about vaccination, that in most cases, I don't know how it is with this vaccination of COVID-19. I don't know. I don't listen to me in this, but in vaccination in general, this is how it kind of works, right?
Yeah, it's like with the polio disease. If we get below a certain percentage of vaccinated people, and one person gets it, it could mean it could spread pretty far and pretty wide.
Yeah.
If you get above, I don't know what the percentage. I believe it's like 80% rounded.
Yeah, something like
down
80.
or up. It is like what you said, an umbrella. It's like for the people that cannot get a vaccine, it works, because if no one else around you can get it because of a vaccine, you can get it.
Yeah.
But if we get a below a certain percentage, you can get it because a few people might be slipping the thing. And I think it's the same with COVID. I haven't really read or watched or listened to the recent studies you were talking about, that even if you have been vaccinated, you can get it. But we need to get to a certain percentage to make sure that the people that are not able to get the vaccine because of allergies or weaker immune
anything.
systems or other underlying problems, that they still can get protected by the vaccine.
Yeah, but there's
Yeah,
also
definitely.
one
If
problem
it
with the
prote-
vaccine.
If it protects other people, I'd say I'm taking it. But
Yeah,
I
is-
I do want to be certain that it does actually do that. Sorry, Specs.
yeah, no, that's fine. But the only problem is in Sweden, at least for for a while now, we have been very hesitant about this vaccine because there were 10 people who got vaccinated, and one of them was a girl who got one of these side effects, and it was a long life side effect. And now she got this sickness, which basically makes this person very tired. And basically the person who gets or has this sickness I almost call it Down syndrome, but it's not Down syndrome. It's basically you are tired, you're constantly tired, and you have to have medicine to keep yourself awake. And if you ever stop taking the medicine, you could die in your sleep.
That's pretty
Yes.
heavy.
I don't know what's the
And
name of that. But,
I don't know the name of it. I
That's-
have a friend who has that sickness as well, and it's a big problem. And because she got it after taking this vaccine, many women in Sweden are terrified to, actually take the
understand that.
vaccine. So that's like our biggest problem/issue right now is that maybe the majority of girls are saying they're going to wait a year or two before taking the vaccine because they want to be 100% sure that they will not get hit like this as well. So the only problem would be that it might have to be postponed, like till it's back, quote unquote, back to normal. It'll have to be postponed due to people's fears due to this incident.
Yeah, no, and that's the whole thing. Our government's really saying everyone has to get vaccinated and that's the final end all solution and that's going to solve everything. Well, I think we should in this early, because they don't know enough yet, to be honest, that is that going to be the solution? Is that going to get rid of it? I'm wondering because they're at the moment, since the vaccine really isn't old yet, there's been tests and there's people still getting the virus after having both the vaccines, because it goes into at least the one we have in the Netherlands,
2
right?
doses.
You have to take it
two doses with like 2 to 3 weeks apart, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm curious about that, to be honest.
Yeah,
Like,
totally. I
don't
can
think-
understand that.
And that's something which and also blowing things out of proportion. Like, well, no, I'll keep that for a bit. But there's like, there was like a small breakout of the coronavirus, or of the English version of the coronavirus in the city I live, and then at the last what's it called, like conference, they called it a breakout, and then it sounds like it's a big thing, but only 30 or 40 people I think got it, and the rest of the whole area was tested and no one actually had it. So it was contained
that's
to that
not
one
entirely
part.
true. They say, and this is what they say, the difference between saying and the truth is always different, but they say that in like a week or like a few weeks, like 2/3, or even now, I don't know what the time zone was, but between now
think they said
few weeks-
now
2/3
2/3.
of every positive test is the British version.
Yeah, true. And no, and I do get that part, but the part about then naming our town and saying, this was a breakout, which sounds like it was really big. Well, it was only 30 or 40 people getting the virus, and it was contained. That outbreak was contained.
That's a good thing. That's a good thing. But the thing with the virus,
there's stuff like that I think, yes, you're telling the truth, but are you telling the complete story?
I understand.
And I get that they can't tell complete stories, but I sometimes am kind of questioning, like, okay, things you're saying things to us, and you make it sound like you know what every decision you're saying is going to do, and I get that you should be confident, but as a leader, but I don't think they have the confidence, the actual confidence, and I don't think we do either.
The thing is, I do a physics study, so I'm really into numbers, and
Yeah.
the way I look at it is numbers. You have 40 people that are infected, and let's say every person infects half a person. So let's say in the first day you have 40, second day 60, third day 90, then the next day you have 135, and it keeps going. And it starts slow in the beginning, which we've seen in, last year, January, when only like 200 people in the worldwide were affected. And just look at now.
Yeah. No, definitely.
Yeah.
And it's
I
exponential.
completely understand that. I completely understand. But it's sometimes things like that make me like, I'd sometimes like a bit more, but maybe that's me, but I'd like more honesty. Like, as in, we actually really don't know what we're going to do, but we're trying our best. And I get
Yeah.
that they can't do that in some ways because that will.
I think that will make
It-
people lose the trust in the
Yeah.
government too much.
Yeah, I think too.
Well, not
too.
maybe not even that, but there'll be people freaking out like, oh fuck. I think it's to stop that, but I sometimes feel like, okay, yeah, I get it. I get why you're doing it. But yeah, I don't know. I'd rather know full truths than having something packed in a nice, which is
Little
nice. But yeah, I'd rather
You know,
not-
harsh truths in front of positive lies.
Precisely. Also, I actually found the name to the sickness that I was talking about. It's called
yeah.
narcolepsy. It is a neurological disorder that affects your ability to wake up and sleep. People with narcolepsy have extensive uncontrollable daytime sleepiness. They may also suddenly fall asleep at any time during the day and any type of activity. My friend who does have narcolepsy actually fell asleep on the bus on the way to school and ended up somewhere random. She took maybe 5 hours to actually get home afterwards, so she skipped the entire school.
That's far.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, shall we go to the topic of this week,
Sorry.
guys?
Yeah.
Like we had a whole
Should we just
section
change
about
topic this episode mid-episode?
about vaccination. We're gonna go to. So for this week, we actually wanted to talk about mental health.
Oh,
since,
Oh right, that's what
Yes.
the subject was.
I know, right?
Episode, man.
That's
Maybe
what
this
our
next
whole-
It's just so hard to talk
plan.
about it because we already spoke about it, and it's just difficult.
Yeah, thing is, what happened, guys? We had a full 45 to an hour episode already made,
And it
but,
was beautiful.
Yeah,
it was
good.
actually like
it
you
was
guys
so
did a really
perfect
good
as
job.
well. Yeah.
But what happened? Jamie's just putting his thumb up. So thank you.
I'm
Jamie.
giving thumbs up
But-
because this story is fucking great.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
But what happened is my computer died in the middle of the recording, and so we lost all the audio. So everything Spex and everyone else actually told has already been said, but I still want to get the story of you, Spex, actually out there in the world, because I think it's
Yeah.
important.
No,
I think a lot of
agree.
people.
I agree that it's important. The only problem is like when you have to retell it. Either way you miss
Yeah.
out parts because you already think you said it, or you kind of fuck up the story because you already think you said it. And that's the difficult part. And I don't know what to do, especially when it can't come to like starting this thing. It was really difficult.
Maybe we can just do broad lines. Because I feel like broad lines are probably the most useful to the other people listening instead of specifics.
Broad lines, sorry.
Like the broad perspective, the broad.
Oh.
A summary, basically.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh.
a summary. I'm so sorry, guys. It's already very late.
It's late. It's late.
Yeah.
It's
It's on, like,
we've
10.
been trying to record for like
He's
2 hours
getting
now. We
lost.
just
It's
started.
10 p.m.
But
Yeah,
for this
I
week's episode, are we going to talk about mental health, guys?
Maybe not this episode. Let's do it
Well, we'll
next
do
week.
it next episode.
Let's
be
do it
ready
next
for
week.
next episode when we'll talk about how we're doing in the pandemic, how we feel mental health, and how we think it's important that attention is actually paid to it and not just ignored like everyone or a lot of people seem to think it should.
Oh yeah,
Was
Jamie.
Spex invited?
How you're
Is Spex
doing.
invited for the
Jamie?
second episode too?
Jamie, you really did feel that, didn't you?
I did feel that. Yes, I did.
Yes, you did.
Let's make this episode a two-part thing. Let's talk.
We're doing
let's
a
keep.
two-part thing. Fuck,
Two-part.
yes.
This part where we made now, and the second part with Specs, right? When another one with Specs, right? Or not?
Another
Another
one.
one.
You know?
Another one.
Another one with Specs. So, are we gonna wrap it up for this week then, guys?
Well, I had something
We've
to
just
say,
talked
but I
about
don't know what I was
vaccinations in
gonna say.
general.
What? Wait, what now? I'm sorry. I feel like I've kind of just been zoning out for the majority of this podcast.
We've all
this
been
way too
feeling like this.
fucking
We've
early,
all been
and-
feeling like this. Don't you worry that this you're the only one.
No,
The
no,
thing
but
is
literally,
what
I took like my
happened,
medicine
we were-
2 hours too early. I thought it was 10. I was so wrong. And
we're
now
gonna
I
talk
so
about
You
use,
are
right?
wrong.
yeah, no.
Like-
I got sleeping pills, and they just and they're technically they aren't supposed to be strong or addictive, right? But they're just supposed to make me really tired to the point where I can finally actually sleep at night.
Oh, is it like what's it called? Melatonin?
It's a Swedish thing. I don't know the.
Melatonin.
That's how Swedish works.
If you just say it like
No.
you probably speak Swedish.
No, you don't.
But
Then you're imitating the Swedish chef. It's gonna be completely
you speak
fucking different.
to.
Oh, wait. Watch it.
but like the thing is, we were so energetic for like the first hour before recording this.
Yeah,
like,
I feel like we should
And-
almost be more
Ruben,
energetic.
As we're like talking about shit,
Yeah.
you want to
Yeah.
introduce something, don't you?
I gotta introduce now. You
I
gotta
wanna do it.
throw the cards.
So,
all right. So Jamie and I, Jamie, go on.
all right, yeah. We had a plan for it. We've been thinking about stuff. Which one do we want to branch out? Not only do they go in all out, but we want to do side shows, side podcasts, whatever we want to do. So we've been thinking, what do we both enjoy? And we were like, stuff like
Anime,
Star Wars is pretty
titties.
great, and we're both watching anime. And then Ruben was like, you know what? Let's do fucking pop culture and everything around it. Fantasy, anime,
talk about
games, shows, series, everything we both watch, everything we like, everything we enjoy. And I was like,
Okay.
that's pretty good.
Okay.
And then Ruben
question.
started hyping it up, saying
Yeah,
we can
Specs,
talk about this,
Specs,
we can talk
Specs.
about that, we can talk about
You
it.
wanna ask the
And then I
question?
started
No, yeah, it's
being like,
completely about
this sounds more and more appealing. This
Yeah,
sounds
it
fucking
does.
great, Ruben. What do you have in mind? And then he started giving me more suggestions, more things we could talk about, and more things we could do. And I was like, Ruben, I'm sold. You've got me in your pocket, Let's do this thing. So, I don't know when this episode is going to go out. I don't know when we're starting the other show, but be prepared for another show we're doing. So watch out. You might enjoy it, you might like it, and be ready.
Thank you, Jamie. Thank you, Jamie. All right.
Sorry. Okay, you can just cut me out the entire time. I'm so
Oh, I'm sorry because my headphones did not work, so I didn't hear you guys. I didn't know you guys. Like they suddenly cut off. They suddenly cut off and fucked up everything.
Listen. While you were talking about the thing we're gonna start, Specs and I went talking, and we just.
I didn't know my
kept on
headphones were like,
talking.
nope, we're not working anymore. So
I was like, I actually have a question when it comes to
and
all
they're still
this.
not working. God
And
damn
then
it.
you're just
Right.
talking.
But we can
And then
take this
you
segment
said-
out. We can do it again. We can
It
take
was
this segment
so
out. We can do it again.
funny. My heart.
I'm sorry
All right.
if I cut you guys off.
No. It's fine.
beautiful, it's
We're gonna do this
beautiful.
segment again. Let's do this segment again. Tom has some editing work. So Jamie, you actually we talked about something, right?
Yes, we did. We've been working
Yeah,
on a project.
and would you like
haven't we,
to?
Ruben?
Yeah, we've been working on a project together, and it's been like a month now since we talked about this. We're kind of developing yet. I've been writing some stuff, but
Yeah.
Jamie, would you like because this is more a show there where I am not going to be the leading role in it, right? You're also going to take a leading part for you, right? This is more like also the
Yes.
Jamie show more, right? So Jamie, would you like to explain to the guys what are we making?
Of course. So let's give a bit of background. Me and Ruben were like, we want to do a sideshow. What should it be? We were like, Star Wars pretty great. We both like it. The new movies came out. The Mandalorian just came out, I believe.
Yeah, it was good.
And
It
we
was
were
actually
like,
good.
that's fucking good. Let's talk about it. And we talked about it for a long while. And we're like, this should be a podcast. And I was like, nah, man. Who would be fucking interested in this? And then Ruben gave more examples. Ruben was like, we could talk about this. We could talk about that. We could talk about any fucking topic we want. And I was like, sure, that's good. That's a good idea. Yeah. Just hit me up with anything. And everyone was like, Attack on Titan season 4 is airing at the
damn.
moment of recording this. And he was like, we both like that shit. And a lot of other stuff is coming out, and we've been playing a lot of games. And It's like, we could talk about that. And I was like, you've caught my interest. I'm pretty sold. But, let's hear some more. And then he was like, we could talk about this. And he gave more examples. And he gave more
We
ideas.
could talk about memes, anime.
Every fucking thing.
Like everything, like kind of nerd culture, geek culture, and even just like regular culture, right? Pop culture in general. And we would like to talk about all these different kinds of topics. Like we would like to review Attack on Titan. And maybe some of you guys are not even into anime. We are able to kind of tell you guys, all right, this is a show, even if you're not into anime, like, I'm gonna be honest, Attack on Titan is such a good series for, let's say, the last 10 years of anime. It's probably like one of the best in a decade.
It's one of the easiest shows to get into the genre. I don't want to talk about more about the topic because I want to make a full episode about. You gotta
Attack
watch the episode on that. Sorry, guys.
Totally. But it's such a good series, and we would like to introduce you guys to maybe some of the more intricate and also maybe underground level of things. Like anime is getting more mainstream recently, so that's pretty good. But there are a lot of things like tabletop games, D&D. We would like to talk about Star Wars, Star Trek, anything, Lord of the Rings, maybe the books even. And these are all these kinds of things that are just, in my perspective, like some amazing pieces of art, and we want to talk about because this is such a long time effect on a lot of people around the world. So we're gonna make a series about that, right?
So be ready for that when it's airing.
Yeah, be totally ready.
We're still writing on this, but the shit's coming out, and it's gonna be awesome. Be ready.
We're gonna work on it.
Hold on to your horses. I'm telling you.
All right. So my question to you guys is, so you're gonna make like another podcast thing where you just specifically discuss movies, shows, anime things in general?
It's not like kind of the podcast, how you say, format, because it's more like a kind of review, right? We're going to talk about. It's not going to be as long as the podcast. It's not going to be 45 minutes to an hour.
No,
it's going to be like
be
a 20-minute video,
20 to 30 minutes,
and maybe
max.
like, in my opinion, if we're going to talk about Star Wars or Attack on Titan or anything, some series have more parts to it because it's just a large topic to talk about, right?
Yeah.
I feel like Attack on Titan should be justified in more topics.
No, that's understandable.
You can't just talk 20 minutes about Attack on Titan and haven't discussed all the beautiful things about it. And I feel like it's going to be more of a review type or fact-driven, or maybe also a bit of our own opinion.
And then a bit of why you should watch it, a bit of explanation.
Yeah, we're going to promote it.
So you're basically giving free promotion now, just for anyone and everyone to hear.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Because
pretty much.
we think, there's a lot of stuff that people have a stigma around. Anime, it's Japanese, it's for the weeaboos. There are some shows which are actually better than Western shows. If people like Avatar, there are a lot of good animes which replicate the same feeling you get.
Yeah, I feel like if you like Avatar: The Last Airbender, there will be definitely some anime you would like to.
Yeah.
If you on our age, I'm like 21, you guys are 19, 18, 20, somewhere there.
and there
call
are
all the ages.
Yeah.
But if you like Avatar: The Last Airbender, and in its own right, it's also a full video already of Avatar: The Last Airbender, because there's also such a good show in its own right. But I feel like if you like that, as if you're in our age group, I feel like there is a lot of animes you would even like to, and like not every anime, because let's be honest, there are some weird shit online.
Yeah, but wouldn't it just be funny as well if you could just roast the living shit out of things? Like, just imagine after like talking and praising like the Avatar like series, right? Just watch the Avatar movie. And just let loose roast the living shit out of it. I swear to God, I will send my people at you. We will roast them together. In the comments, there will be new roasts that we can discuss for the next episode. We can go up and beyond. We ourselves could even make a decent looking cast and what we personally would like to see.
We would
in-
do fucking better than fucking M. Night
better
Shyamalan
than
did.
Disney or whatever
Specs.
fucking company would be.
Specs just stole
I'm
the
here
fucking
with the
director's
fucking
fuck you
giga brain
guys.
right now.
M. Night Shyamalan ding dong.
Yes.
Specs just stole the whole fucking director stuff.
I am
of
so sorry,
everything.
but I'm officially Jaimy. May I join? I am here to stay. I don't know about you guys. No, I'm sorry, I'm joking. But
Would you like to stay, Specs?
I mean, I don't know. Depends, really.
You know,
But-
it's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun. Like maybe you can join us on our side show with Jaimy. Like you can be on it. Like I don't
Wait,
think I
hold on,
know
hold
what
on,
Jaimy.
hold on. Are you saying that I'm a side chick or a side hoe now? Because I don't feel
oh,
like I don't
well,
feel like I just.
I think I'm gonna leave the room now.
I think we'll leave it at there.
no.
Thank you for no.
Sorry.
Specs, ladies and
All the
gentlemen.
side hoes, feel free to join us next episode.
No.
Yes. Don't worry,
Side
I'll bring
hoes are
over some
welcome.
girl.
Side hoes
Specs.
are welcome, so don't be afraid to join.
Specs, I want to thank you for this week's episode.
Thank
It's
you.
been a bit of a chaotic one,
Yeah, it's
But
but
really
it's-
good.
it's been definitely a great one. And I would like to invite you for our next episode about mental health next week.
Sure, I'll try my
We're
hardest
gonna make
to
it
speak.
next week, people.
Next week,
We're gonna be
Probably.
fine. No.
Two
We're gonna do it
weeks, right?
next week. We're gonna make. We haven't made something in 4 months for these people.
Alright. No, in
In 4 months.
Four months,
I mean,
that's
4
a-
weeks.
Bullshit.
That's
Four
a
weeks.
bit extensive.
We haven't made
4
something
months
for these
was our
people
first
4 weeks.
episode, but apart from
We're gonna
that,
we're gonna make some shit happen, guys. Tom, I want to
Right.
thank you, and Jamie, I want to thank you
Yes.
guys for listening to this week's episode. If you
but
like this episode,
especially, thank you, Specs, for being
yes,
Yeah, Specs,
Specs,
thank you for being.
thank you,
Thank you.
guys. I would like you to like and subscribe to our podcast YouTube channel. Tom, are you okay?
I was just
Tom
screaming
just
to
made a weird
myself
face.
in my person. Why the fuck did we keep forgetting saying that? At
Yeah,
the
we
beginning
always
of the
forget to
episode?
say like and subscribe. Also, we're gonna put in the description below Specs' Twitch channel and her art channel.
We
On
forgot to tell
Instagram.
them that I stream.
Yeah, tell them right
Tell
now.
them,
Tell them right
Okay,
now.
okay,
Tell them
okay,
right
When
now.
do you stream?
you
When do
got
you
1
stream?
minute.
Okay. Hi, my name is Spex. I stream on Twitch. What we like to do, we like to go play through games. I also play games like Valorant, League of Legends, Monster Hunter, and we have a very live, nice community. We have a Discord server. You're very welcome to join. Follow the family. I can become your new adopted mother. It's okay. I will love you all with my entire fucking human being and heart. Just don't call me mommy.
Alright.
No, that's weird. But I want you to know that I love you, and if you ever need a hug, come at me, bruh.
And I feel
Nice.
like we're gonna end it right there. We're gonna put her link in the description below. Thank you for this chaotic episode. It's been a mess, but it's been a beautiful mess with these people.
Yes.
And Tom, I would like you to do the outro.
All right. What was it again?
Come on, go in.
Go ahead.
All out.
Out.